Hi everyone, I'm your host Diva Danielle, and this is Community Link AZ. Thank you for joining the show. This is the internet show that's a resource for you to people, products, and services in your own backyard you might not even know of. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Each week, I'll introduce you to someone who is helping to make a positive difference in the community. We're going to have some fun, learn something new, and connect in a positive way. Let's start the show. Hello and welcome again to another fantastic episode. I have to tell you, I'm enjoying doing every bit of this show. This is Community Link AZ. I'm your host, Diva Danielle, and I appreciate you tuning in. Now, if you're new to my YouTube channel, I appreciate if you would subscribe. Just click that button so you don't miss an episode. And you can also like my page on Facebook, and that way you can keep up with positive quotes and see who my guests are coming up in the future. But right now we've got Tami Adelman. She is the Chief Development and Marketing Officer at Cancer Support Community, Arizona. And it's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is fantastic because a lot of people are affected by cancer, but you're a service that a lot of people don't recognize that you're in the valley or need until it's absolutely critical. So let's talk about the things that you do with your organization and how you are a benefit to the community going forward as a vital resource for cancer patients and non-cancer patients.
Thanks for that, Danielle. So what we do is we handle the psychosocial aspect of somebody's cancer journey. So they have all their medical appointments that they need to go to, maybe chemotherapy and scans and things like that. What we provide are the psychosocial services. We run over 100 programs a month. Things like Tai Chi, cooking, art classes, mindfulness, as well as one-on-one and group therapy. So we handle those things, and we do them under what we call our 5 pillars, which are mental health, healthy lifestyle, education, community events, and resources, if you will.
That's a lot of things that are encompassed under this umbrella of what you provide, and things that people probably didn't even know of. Because when they hear your name, they're probably thinking it's specifically just to people who are in treatment. But you cover a wide range, especially people who need to talk to someone to get those feelings and emotions out because it's so overwhelming. So could you just delve a little bit more into some of the therapy and the mental health issues that you do focus on?
Sure. So the things that I just spoke to you about, all the different programs that we run, they're not only open to our participants, the ones that are going through cancer, but also their caregivers. So, or family members. Sometimes family members are caregivers. So it's open to anyone who's been impacted by cancer, because we really feel like these sorts of psychosocial programs are really part of the journey. So people can really have that mindset of not only are they healing their body, but they're also healing their mind.
And that's what's important, because a lot of people think that, once someone's affected by cancer, it's all the physical. But really, your mental psyche plays into it, because mentally you have to be ready to carry yourself through this journey, because it could be very daunting.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is our office is a house. It was built in 1908, and it's a craftsman house down in the historical district of Palm Lane. So when people come onto our campus, they're not walking into a medical clinic, they're walking into a home. So we want them to think of it as their home, so they're more relaxed. So when they open their mind and their body to what they're about to experience as far as our programming goes, that they feel more comfortable.
I love that. And when you do go to the facility, it is a very warm and inviting home, and there's so many different compartments to it, and you utilize the space very well, because when I took a tour, I was blown away. And then you do a lot of things for the community by having events and things. But now that we've sort of transitioned our lives to flow with this pandemic, how are you still able to meet the needs of your cancer patients and those of the caretakers going forward?
It's a good question. So I use it as the 2020 word of pivot, right? Everybody had to pivot into this virtual world once we hit Corona. But we had more participants than we've ever had before, because we are statewide. We not only have an office here in Phoenix, but we have one in Northern Arizona and Flagstaff also. But we're able to reach people we've never been able to reach before because we're virtual. They don't have to drive to one of the facilities, so our programming and our participants are actually up.
That's good. So you're able to reach more people, which means that more people are using their service as a resource, and they probably didn't even know you were here, which is a great benefit.
Correct. And the other thing is now that we're virtual, if somebody lives here in Phoenix and they're going through their cancer journey, their relative in Minnesota or Washington, D.C. can join in the class with them. Right. And they can have their caregiver who's far away participate in this programming with them.
So people don't necessarily have to do like they did in the past, which is pack up, drive over, be there and present with you. They can still be there to support you through the virtual, space.
Absolutely,
virtual world.
absolutely.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Has it been an easy transition, or has it been a little tricky because not everybody is up on Zoom and technology?
Correct. Well, we went with Zoom because it is HIPAA compliant, and what we do, we need to make sure that it is a platform that is HIPAA compliant. It took some getting used to in the beginning, especially for our participants, but we've been able to swim those waters pretty well.
That's good. Well, now we want to talk about, how the community, because this is a community show, Community Link AZ. Again, I appreciate you watching. We want to know, what can the community do to help support you going forward?
Well, that's a great question. We really appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk about that. Look, like I would say most nonprofit organizations right now, we're suffering a little bit through COVID. Donations are down, like they are in many organizations. So if somebody can donate, that would be great. The other thing, that we are part of the tax credit here in the state of Arizona. So your tax credit dollars can go towards helping our participants as well. And the other way you can help is volunteer and help spread the word. So we'll take, we'd love to accept your dollars, whether they are a straight out donation, a tax credit, or we would love for you to volunteer and help us get the word out.
And I'm telling you, you volunteer, you will be hooked, because it's such a wonderful organization and you have great employees that are so generous, loving, and they're just there. They're easy breezy. They're just there to help you along the way to get what you need so you can move forward.
Right. And some of the events, I talked about community events, we have trivia night coming up on October 17th.
Oh, that's fun.
We have something called Rise Together, which is a virtual breakfast. We have our porch party, which is our annual gala. So we involve the community in a lot of community-wide events as well.
Well, let's tell everyone your website so they can go and log on and just, kind of browse the website, see what they have to offer. And if you know someone who's going through cancer, or you yourself may have just been diagnosed, if this can be a resource for you going forward, that is a fantastic plus. So now you know that they're here, so let's give them the website.
So it's www.cscaz.org. Stands for Cancer Support Community AZ.org.
There we go. Fantastic. Now, before we leave, because I always like to have my guests leave us with something inspirational, and I'm sure over the years, Tami, you have been impacted by so many good stories and inspirational, things that people have come through with their cancer journey. So if you could just think of something, or maybe even a quote that you would like to leave us with, I'd love that.
Well, in Cancer Support Community, the quote that really resonates with us the most is that, so no one faces cancer alone.
I love that. Because you should never be alone when you're going through cancer. I appreciate you, Tami.
Thanks for having me
on the show.
Thank you very much.
And I appreciate you for watching. Again, this is Community Link AZ. I'm your host, Diva Danielle. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook and like my page. And again, next week, I'll have another fantastic guest as a resource right here in the community, making a positive impact in the lives of others going forward. Make it a great day, and I'll see you next week.